Good evening. I'd like to call the village board meeting for Tuesday, January 15, 2019 to order with roll call, please.
Cavilli? Here. McAlpine?
Here.
Weinhammer? Here. Betts?
Here.
Kostler?
Here.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to have a procedural adjustment tonight. Before we get to the open forum, I'm going to call our state champions up here to receive a very important award from the Village of Cary. So if I could have Coach Seberg and your team come up to the front, that would be great. You guys don't look so big. I'm so used to seeing you guys in all your uniforms. We've never been as big as Cary, but we are mighty, right? I am thrilled that you were able to participate in our meeting this evening. The village is beyond thankful for your extreme talent and what you've been able to do. Believe it or not, the accomplishments that are made at our local schools, including our high schools, and the achievements that you make on the field and off the field really put Cary in a wonderful position. We are recognized. I spent time in Springfield and you come from Cary. Oh, you're a Trojan. I'm like, yeah, I'm a Trojan. So it's great. So on that, I have a proclamation for you guys, and I'm going to be awarding you with the key to the city for this accomplishment. So the Village of Cary proclamation, Cary Grove High School Trojan football team, week January 14th through January 18th, whereas the Cary Grove Trojan football team has concluded a spectacular season as Class 6A state champions. And whereas the Cary Grove Trojan football team finished the 2018 season with a 14-0 record, 9 regular and 5 postseason, a true testament of their teamwork and determination. And whereas the coaches, assistants, and support personnel are to be commended for their combined years of dedication to Cary Grove High School and to the development of an outstanding football program, including head coach Brad Seberg having been awarded Coach of the Year by the Northwest Herald. And whereas the residents of the village, and whereas the cheerleaders, poms, dance team, marching band, and superfans exemplified the true spirit of the village of the Cary Grove Trojans, and whereas the residents of the village of Cary are extremely proud of the Cary Grove Trojan football team and all that they have accomplished this year, both on and off the field. Now, therefore, I, Mark County Mayor of the Village of Cary, proclaim Monday, January 14th through Friday, January 18th, 2019, as Cary Grove High School Trojan Football Week in the Village of Cary. This key is to the village, and this proclamation are hereby presented to the Cary Grove High School on January 15, 2019, in recognition of the outstanding achievement by the Cary Grove High School team Trojan football. The Cary Grove High School Trojan football team, 2018 Class 6A state champions, Mark County.
Wow.
Since we have a little bit of time, I would like it if the boys could, or the young men, would just introduce themselves by telling your name, what grade you're in, or what year you're in, and what position you played. You guys can just pass it down. Introduce yourself.
Michael Deck, I'm a freshman, and I was a backup linebacker.
Joe Swanson, I'm a sophomore, and I play offensive line.
Nick Song, a freshman and a backup fullback.
I'm Evan Song. I was the center, and I'm a junior.
John Witherow, D-line, junior.
Christos Kanalakis, offensive line, junior.
Eric Misak, sophomore and a linebacker.
Nathan Gomez, sophomore, and I play defensive line.
John Galliano, sophomore and linebacker.
Dimitri Kanalakis, junior, defensive back.
Grant Dreves, senior, offensive line.
Jason Petko, starting tight tackle, senior.
Excellent. Congratulations, Cary Grove Trojans. That's awesome. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Coach?
Just thank you. I don't need that.
Okay.
Just thank you. This is a great recognition here. We're fortunate to live in a town that appreciates athletics and a community that supports athletics. When we were on the field, just the view from on the field to our stands, you could just see and feel the support that we had, and so that really goes a long way.
It was like that through the whole season. I was fortunate enough to attend a lot of the games, and when we were down in Champaign, you just felt the positive vibe and just the confidence that this team had. I mean, we dominated the entire game. And it was, you go down to by the field and you look up and see all the Trojan fans and the super fans, and it's overwhelming. People that are so far removed from high school right now are still coming to these games, and that's a great testament of what the Village of Cary is all about. And thank you very much for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Where's Dagum? You guys can be excused. They're on their way up to McHenry County to receive a similar accommodation at the county board.
A lesser award.
I was trying to
Not
be.
quite as cool as our
Yeah.
award. Okay, we'll resume the regular meeting, going to open forum where the public's invited to make an issue-oriented comment on any matter of public concern not otherwise on the agenda. I had two people sign in. Jim Creakle, would you like to come up to the podium, please?
Thank you. Evening, my name is Jim Creakle. My wife and I live at 12 Cambridge Court in the Greenfields area. And I'm here tonight to talk about the development of the open parcel of land at the corner of Cimarron and Cary-Algonquin Road. My wife and I have lived here for 16 years, and we go up and down Cary-Algonquin numerous times a day, hundreds of times a week probably. And we always go by that parcel of land and with the adjoining pond, and it is a very, very beautiful area. And I think the addition of 5 houses to the city or village of Cary is really not warranted at the expense of destroying that open space. My wife went online today to Realtor.com, and for the zip code of 60013, there are 160 houses for sale. Now, I don't think that it's really necessary to add 5 more to that. You're making it more difficult for these citizens to sell their homes. Some of them I know houses have been on the market for 6 months, a year. Sometimes they take them off, sometimes they put them back on, but I don't think we need 5 more. And if you want to destroy a beautiful parcel of open land like that, I think it should be put on a ballot, a referendum, and let the people of Cary decide what is going to be done with that piece of ground. I know you're here as administrators and to govern the city, but you're here for a given number of years, then you leave and someone else comes in. But we need the open space in Cary. I don't want to see it become something like Arlington Heights or Des Plaines, where everything is just crammed together and there's no open space. So I would like for you to consider taking that off the market. I spoke with Brian Simmons today, And he said the 5 lots were going to go for $30,000 apiece. So the city would realize $150,000. Now, I don't think that's a great amount of money considering the size of Cary. And if we don't get that 150, I don't think it's going to really hurt the village's bottom line. So I would like to see that be put on a ballot and let the citizens here in Cary have a say-so in what happens to our open land. Thank you.
Thank you. Don Dogel?
I'm kind of an artist from high school. I went to Cary Grove, class of 72. Fortunately, I made one copy too short, so the girls at the end will have to share their piece of paper.
I can pass them
Jake
out.
and I could share
I
one.
can pass them out here for you. I can pass them out.
Sorry. I think I gave 2, huh?
Don, I can pass them out to the rest of the board
Okay.
if you want to try.
All right, so then this is the issue going on. So if you,
I'll distribute it for you. Thank you.
I think there's 3 there.
This one? Yes, here's my chair.
It's okay.
That's concerns.
I think she's,
They got one.
if there's an extra here.
Oh, this is together.
Okay,
How you doing?
go ahead and proceed.
I used to commute an hour and a half to work, I was a home builder, and I've seen a lot of collisions, a lot of bad things. I've been talking to police officers and IDOT since 2003 about this problem. It's in the heart of Cary, downtown Cary. And it hasn't happened yet, but there's going to be a head-on collision there. I do sketches of what's going on. I was almost hit head-on twice in 2003, going east. I wrote it down on this paper, if you read the papers. About 1 month ago, I reported to the police, the night sergeant, I said it happened again. It wasn't with me, I was going westbound. Somebody took the turn wide, and they're in the 3rd lane. They're in the wrong lane. It's a head-on collision. A lot of times, like when me in 2003, I wasn't at the intersection, I wasn't coming up to it. And you see the cars going the wrong way in the wrong road. How embarrassing would it be for Cary to be sued for having a death in the heart of Cary? I went to high school with the kid. His daughter was killed in downtown Fox River Grove, where the beef place is, you know, the Tasty Freeze, that school street. How can someone get killed in downtown Fox River Grove? It's a 35-mile-an-hour zone. And I gave IDOT hell for that, you know. I will refrain from my remarks. I am concerned what's going to happen when someone dies being hit head-on. And I wrote down 4 statements that you all can consider. I'm standing there and I see 2 right-hand arrows, and they're behind the stop line. So whenever a car comes up to the red light, it covers the arrow. It's a reminder is what that is. The problem is it's the road that goes into West Main, which should be a straight arrow. There is no arrow, and the arrow needs to be put in front of the stop sign so the people can see. I wrote down the last 3 or 4 sentences. People are confused what they're doing. They're not from our area. And, you know, what I saw just 1 month ago in November, it appeared to me the woman had an appointment and the light must have changed. So when she's going through the intersection, going to come up into where the railroad track, she changed her mind and she proceeded up Route 14 in the wrong direction. So I would like you to try to consider these 4 statements that could help you from having a death in the heart of your city. My high school friend's daughter died in Fox River Grove in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. How can you die in a 35-mile-an-hour zone? Her car was pancaked, you know. I'm going to stop talking. I hope I'm not too loud, you know.
Yeah, we're well aware of this intersection.
You know about it, and the police told me that they're considering closing it. That's not the problem, you know.
Yeah.
The problem is the people don't know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah, this is an IDOT problem too.
No, they said it was your,
Yeah. Well, Route 14 is a state road. And this has been identified in our long-term planning of an intersection that needs some improving, looking at different ways to make this
the
better.
straight arrow line would be the most efficient, you know?
Yeah.
And a double yellow skip dash is going into Main Street. It's like, if IDOT takes 6 months or 9 months to correct it, how many times is a head-on collision almost gonna happen? I've watched it since 2003, okay? And it happened last month. I don't think you should wait. I think you should all write letters of complaints like, let's start getting some meetings, you know? A head-on collision happens very quickly, you know?
Right. Well, thank you for bringing this to our
Okay.
attention.
Just
All
so
right,
the
thanks for listening.
Just so the village board is aware, obviously the mayor is correct, this is, under IDOT's jurisdiction here, but we have had recently here some internal discussions with staff, and we are going to be bringing forward in our 5-year capital plan some more improvements that we're recommending to this area here that we think would be grant eligible. So we're talking about that internally here, and we'll be able to talk about it with the board in February.
Yeah, but what about now?
I think those were the only two I had signed in. Is there anybody else who would like to address the village board
I went to school.
this time? Anybody else want to mention something? Come on up.
I don't know if I should address the board now or if I should wait, but I wanted to talk about the school district asking about not allowing left turns.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's on our, we'll get to that very shortly. If you'd like to hang tight, we could talk about it at that time, okay? We'll get more information to you at that time as well. Thank you. Is there anybody else who would like to address the village board at this time? Okay, we'll go ahead and close open forum at 6:17. In addition to my mayor's report, I have an employee recognition. Interestingly enough, Chief Finland has been with the Village of Cary for 5 years. Come on up, Mr. Finland.
And his lovely bride.
Do I get- We have Mrs. Chief here too. Cindy's sitting in the back. You want to come up here and get some recognition?
Come on up, Cindy.
No, she doesn't. I guarantee you she doesn't.
Well, it is my pleasure to acknowledge Pat Finland's 5-year anniversary with the Village of Cary. This was one of when I first became mayor, it was one of the first things that I was charged with, was finding a new chief of police, and we did an exhaustive search, and we laid it at our feet with Pat Finland. He's a local resident, he's been here for a long time. He came to us with glowing recommendations from Lake Zurich. He was the chief of police there when he retired, and he started his career in Cary 5 years ago. So we have a small token, very, very small token of our appreciation. This doesn't speak the volumes of the gratitude that we have. You do a great job with our police department, and we're thrilled that you're with us. So thank you very much.
You need another shot.
One more proclamation, but this is how the proclamation should be. National Children's Dental Health Month, February 2019, whereas the future is too large a measure dependent on the good health of our families, and whereas good health can be achieved in part through good dental habits learned early and reinforced through life. Now, therefore, I, Mark Koenig, Mayor of the Village of Cary, proclaim the month of February as Children's Dental Health Month and urge that all citizens and community organizations join in this observance.
That was quick.
Why can't they all be like that? Not saying, I'm not taking away from anything, but I have I don't know of any trustee reports.
Make a
so-
quick comment.
Sure.
Just, congratulations to Chief Macko. They had a very nice celebration for him for his 45 years of service. And it was wonderful to be able to attend that. And our village is very lucky to have such dedicated service people.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion to approve consent agenda items number 1 through 9 as shown on the village's website and displayed on the video monitor during the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
We have, before we approve it here, Village Board, we do have one updated item here related to the surplus ordinance. We had a recommendation from our village attorney, so that updated item is before you, recommended for approval through the consent agenda.
Anybody have any issues with that?
What was the change?
Within the ordinance, the majority of the whereases within the ordinance were updated
Okay.
in there, so.
Okay.
Roll call, Courtney?
Costler?
Yes.
Weinhammer?
Yes.
Betts?
Yes.
McAlpine?
Yes.
Cavelli? Yes.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion to approve the December 18th, 2018 Village Board meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Betts?
Yes.
Weinhammer? Abstain. Costler?
Yes.
McAlpine?
Yes.
Cavelli? Abstain.
Thank you.
Mayor?
On that?
Yes. I will entertain a motion to approve the December 18th, 2018 Joint Committee of the Whole and Board of Zoning, Planning and Appeals meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
McAlpine?
Yes.
Costler?
Yes.
Betts?
Yes.
Weinhammer? Abstain. Cavelli? Abstain. Mayor Koenig?
Yes. And as a matter of just notifying the public, we had an item on for accepting the deed to the Lafarge Meyer material property that has been continued to February 5th, 2018. I'll move to Administrator's Report. Administrator Rife?
Mayor, Village Board, as you're aware, staff continues to work here on our fiscal year 19-20 budget. It's amazing, we're already starting to talk about 2020, but staff is working hard on inputting all our data across all departments here. We've got a couple meetings coming up in February and March for the public's benefit. We have a 5-year CIP or capital improvement program presentation that we're going to provide to the village board and our residents on February 19th. That'll be done at the committee of the whole meeting. And we'll also have our budget workshop on Saturday, March 16th here. The public's certainly invited. Welcome to attend and participate in those meetings. That's all I had, Mayor.
Thank you. Chief Finland? Anything? Director Morimoto?
Thank you, Mayor. Just one quick thing. I just wanted to help the village board put a face to the name. Just wanted to let you know that John Stein, our new Assistant Director of Public Works, he's joining us, observing the meeting, and we're just proud to have him, be able to promote him through the ranks, and we're pleased to have him on board. Thanks.
Want to stand up and take a bow, John?
I'll stand up, no bow.
Welcome.
Thank you. Director Simmons?
Thank you, Mayor. Just one update I wanted to provide for the Unified Development Ordinance, the zoning map changes that were discussed at our last meeting in December. We're going forward with having or hosting an open house here at Village Hall next Thursday night to open to the public to come in and view the proposed changes to the ordinance and how it may or may not affect their property within the community. And then following up on that would lead into a public hearing to formally discuss the proposed changes before the zoning board in February on Thursday, February 14th. Copies of the Unified Development Ordinance and zoning map are available on our website for review, and also we have copies within Village Hall if anybody wants to come in and view those documents as well. I'm happy to answer any questions that the community may have regarding those proposed changes and how they may affect their property going forward.
We understand, too, that it's a pretty significant update here. Important document for the Village of Cary, and we're excited to get these updates implemented. If anyone from the Village Board, again, wants to meet and review these updates in greater detail, there's a lot of information here. Director Simmons and I would be happy to sit down and go over this in more detail with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Any future agenda items in discussion by the Village Board? Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We will reconvene in a matter of minutes.